So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are starting a brand new series, and this one is one that other YouTubers have done, but no one lately has exactly done it. So today, we're going to make a 31 video, well actually 32, because we'll do a mock draft at the end, a 32 video series on the Seattle Kraken and building their team up. So first off, we're going to go alphabetical order and look at every single team's draft situation heading into the expansion draft, and we're going to go alphabetical order this time, starting with the Anaheim Ducks. First off, if you're new to the channel and you haven't already subscribed, please make sure to do that as we're trying to get to 900. We're actually getting pretty close, nearly 40 away. But yeah, we've really been rolling the content out. It's a new series. Tomorrow we have we're continuing some series. So honestly, it's going to be great. So thank y'all for watching and coming out, and enjoy the video. So basically in every draft year, you have the exempt guys. So we're going to go through all the exempt guys right now. We'll just browse through them. Bryce Kindop, Trevor Zegras, Jacob Peralt, Brandon Tracy, Benoit Oliver Gurox, however you say that name, Jack Bedini, Maxim Galad, Maxim Comtois, Nick Sorensen, Cody Curran, Jamie Drysdale, Simone Benoit, Hunter Drew, Axel Anderson, Lucas Dostal, Roman Durney, and Oliver Ekman, or Oliver Eriksson, however you say that name. So yeah, those are the exempt guys. The biggest names in there are probably Zegras, Peralt, Comtois, Drysdale, and Axel Anderson. You want to have those guys exempt because that doesn't really give Anaheim a ton of problems if you have those guys exempt. So that's great to see. And let's move on to the protected list. This will get into a bigger discussion. Now, this is my personal protected list. These aren't like NHL protected list. This isn't official. This is just my protected list. Personally, who I would protect if I was the Anaheim Ducks GM. Now, I have some pretty controversial opinions. I have some opinions with some people who I didn't think were very good this season. So my protected list is basically Rickard Rakell is one of them. You could argue a couple people. And also I went 7-3, by the way. I protected 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and of course 1 goaltender. Rickard Rakell, Sonny Milano, Troy Terry, Isaac Lundestrom, Max Jones, and Sam Steele for the offense. So Rickard Rakell, there's been trade rumors, but I still think he's a goal-scoring worth to keep him around. And even if you wanted to expose him, honestly, that wouldn't be really that big of a problem. You could protect someone else who I didn't protect on the offense over him. And I don't really think that the Seattle Kraken would go for him. Sonny Milano, I feel like he is a pretty underrated young forward. If he does get exposed, though, I really wouldn't be surprised. Troy Terry, Isaac Lundestrom, Max Jones, and Sam Steele, they're obviously going to be a part of this future. With the Anaheim Ducks, you obviously want to keep those guys, especially with Isaac Lundestrom and what a season he had with the Anaheim Ducks, a much better season than before. So I feel like, I look at that and I say to myself, okay, so you want to protect him, obviously, and I just feel like they're going to be pretty good situated. Defensemen, you have Cam Fowler I protected, Josh Manson, and Hayden Fleury. I could get some criticism for leaving Hampus Lindholm unprotected, but I just believe that I feel like Fowler, Manson, and Fleury are 3 underrated defensemen who are probably going to be a part of this future. That's personally just what I think, and I feel like Hayden Fleury, although it was a deadline acquisition, I just feel like he will be a big piece for this team in the top 4 potentially. And then the goaltending, obviously you want to protect this guy. You have John Gibson. He's obviously the goalie of the future for this team. He's going to be pretty exciting to see how he's going to do with this brand new good Ducks team, because he was with the Ducks before they were bad, and he was pretty good with them before they were bad, and now they're bad, and he was still pretty good, fairly through those times, and now he's going back to the good ages, and he hasn't won a Stanley Cup yet. And you know what? In my opinion, I just feel like if there's any Duck on this list that I want to see win a championship, it has to be John Gibson. So let's move on to the unprotected list, where we will have some more discussions. So with your unprotected list for the Anaheim Ducks, on the offensive side of things, you have Adam Henrique, Jacob Silfverberg, Derek Grant, Nicholas Deloriers, Vinny Lettieri, Andrew Agozzino, Danton Heinen, Ryan Getzlaf, Andrew Poturalski, Sam Carrick, David Backes, Chase DeLeo, Carter Rowney, and Alexander Volkov. Now look, I'll go through these guys individually. Henrique, his goal scoring touch is gone, and if Seattle doesn't pick him up, they'll probably try and move him some other way this offseason. Jacob Silfverberg, I just feel like he has too much cap, and like, you know what? If you leave him exposed, I don't feel like he would get claimed anyways. Derek Grant, definitely someone Seattle would want to consider. I feel like he is an underrated, can be a nice solid third, fourth line center for the team. So I think he's pretty underrated. And he played for the Flyers for a little bit too. Nicholas Deloriers, fighter, probably a third liner. Not really a big of a deal if you lose him. Vinny Lettieri, pretty young guy there. Agozzino, not a big role. Danton Heinen, not the same since he was with Boston, so maybe he gets some claim, would be surprised. Ryan Getzlaf, yeah, I think the Ducks and him need to part ways, although I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him back for another year. Andrew Poturalski, I think that it could definitely be a possibility, I guess. Sam Carrick, no. David Backes is retiring. Chase DeLeo, not really a big deal. I'll leave him unprotected. I don't think he'll go acclaimed. Carter Rowney could be interesting, and so can Alexander Volkov. Two good, hardworking players. And if one of those guys gets claimed, I really wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. On the defensive side of things, you have Hampus Lindholm, Kevin Shattenkirk, Jacob Larson, Brendan Guhle, Trevor Carrick, and Josh Mahura. Hampus Lindholm, I feel like just with the amount of cap he has, I feel like he probably could go unclaimed. Kevin Shattenkirk, I just don't feel like he was the same. He's not the same defenseman as he was in that run with Tampa. Jacob Larson, I don't see it. Brendan Guhle, maybe. He's a young guy, maybe looking for a new fresh start. And I mean, hey, he wouldn't be that bad of a defender to pick up. Trevor Carrick, I doubt it. Josh Mahura, I doubt it. Oh, and I forgot to mention him because the font for these are so small. Andy Walensky, I don't see that happening either. And then the one goaltender that I left unprotected is Anthony Stolarz. You know what? Anthony Stolarz, for a guy who was a Philadelphia Flyers fan for his entire life, I really wouldn't complain if Seattle picked him up. I feel like he is kind of an underrated guy. He does hold a Ducks record for the most saved shutout in franchise history, so that is pretty impressive. But, you know, I just feel like Stolarz, I don't know if I can see that personally. So I'll go through here and leave my final predictions for one player from each position that they could pick. So one person from offense, I'm going to go with Carter Rowney. I think he's a solid, hard-working forward who could put up maybe 10, 15 goals a season, which isn't too bad for a bottom six guy like him. Defense, I'm going to go with Brendan Guhle. I feel like Guhle is a young guy who maybe needs a fresh start. He was placed on waivers a couple of times this season. And then for goaltending, of course, there's only one guy I can go with, and that's Anthony Stolarz. And I would go with him even if there was other goalies. I do believe personally that he is a very underrated goaltender. So yeah, that is my Seattle Kraken draft series for the Anaheim Ducks. Let me know what I got wrong. Let me know your thoughts, who you would protect and who you would unprotect in the comments below. If you want to try this out yourself, it's on Cap Friendly, and that's how I use this to determine it all. So yeah, I definitely recommend using that. Next episode will be the Arizona Coyotes. That will probably be later this week or next week. So thank y'all for watching and for all your support as of late. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, the channel has really been rolling. I couldn't be happier. So thank y'all for watching, for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.